Good morning. It is Monday. We are late because I overslept.
Oh, you sound good.
I have a voice.
You do?
I am no longer Batman. Did
You
you
got
get
what?
the I sent you last night, yesterday?
The videos. Yeah. Thank you. Rough night last night.
No, hear me?
Can I hear you? Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, just checking. I was having a little bit of an issue there.
Oh, okay.
So, so the theory my 9-year-old is working on is in Revelations. It talks about hell is a place of total darkness, fire, and extreme heat.
Okay.
For him, he came up with the black hole is hell.
That's a concept. Imagination time.
Imagination with logical thinking in a way.
True.
I just looked at him and I go, could be. I never thought of it before.
Hmm.
Then he asked me if I knew what a black hole was.
I guess it's different than a white hole. There are such things as white holes now that science has been uh, researching. There's a lot of stuff we don't know. Still there? Don't hear anything.
Very small technical difficulty I had. Yeah. Did learn something cool though.
Yeah.
I come up for the show to keep running. So like I could start the room and walk away.
You could start what?
So did you get a chance? Like I can start the show and walk
Yeah.
away and let host it without me being there to supervise.
Oh.
It opens up my schedule a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
So we're gonna get a little political just because I want your opinion, maybe, on all these cuts being done to like the veterans programs and things like that. Part of the whole Doge or Dodge or the DOGE program.
Doge, yeah. What, I don't ask me what that is. And why are they? Who's doing that? Is it Trump or is it Musk or?
It's Musk and his little minions. So what's going on is that if you are on probationary, which a lot of people are, like the way that our federal government works, is you could be with the government for 20 years and get promoted. You get promoted, you're automatically back on probation because you're in a new position.
Right.
A lot of spouses of active duty soldiers are on probation because they get transferred from a lot because of whenever their husband leaves or family goes with them.
Hmm.
So a lot of these people are getting cut and then they're unnecessary spending, cutting unessential people. But I've heard some people say there's been a lot of cuts to the VA program and it's affecting services. Others say it doesn't. So
Well, I'll find out on the 17th because I have a VA appointment down in Martinsburg on the 17th. Anytime there's a change of uh, change of office, they always uh, veterans, Social Security, uh,
and
Medicare,
special needs.
and special needs.
They get promised the world and get cut to crap.
Yep. So
Speaking speaking of which, March is Mental Disability Month.
yes,
So
I saw
starting
that.
next week, we're gonna do shows, all different radio shows are gonna be talking about different aspects of mental disability, or I like to call it
Mm.
mental ability. Did you get a
It
chance to
depends
watch
on
that?
your
Those
get a chance to watch
Go
what?
ahead. Those videos, one on the hakalau and what it is.
Not yet. I want to.
Well, watch
That's
it. We'll
a
talk about it next week.
okay. That sounds interesting.
For those who don't know, it's actually an ancient Hawaiian art of meditation. It helps recenter your brain, it helps recenter your mind, and helps slow things down. And it also opens up. And what's really neat is for military, it's actually easy to get into that state because we are already always at that constant state of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little easier for us. But it actually works really well. I use it a lot.
Hmm. There's a lot of things that have different names, but basically helps do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah. To me, it's kind of cool just for the fact that you have like the Hawaiians over here doing this. You have the the Asians and the Tibetan monks doing something similar over here,
mm-hmm.
even though they're a world apart back then.
True. Yep. And trust me, we need to calm our minds because when you calm your mind, your body's going to follow.
Correct.
It helps to reset it. So,
And then coming up this month sometime, we're going to have a special guest on the show.
mm-hmm.
His name, he's not military, but he is working to help with soldiers through genetic testing to see if your genetic markers are actually prepositioned for concussions or not.
Huh. I wonder how they do that.
He actually, his name is Abraham Fredrickson. He has been in the genetics field since it started. Honestly, he's been in forever.
Hmm.
He actually helped create the original AI program in the 60s for medical. Um, to help break down like you put in symptoms and it helps break down to what it possibly could be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working on a new program where they're realizing that depending on your genetic markers, you could be prepositioned to get severe concussions or not even get them at all. Did you ever notice that one person can bang their head really hard and be fine, and the next person can barely bang their head and end up in a coma or a severe concussion?
Yeah.
It's all in your genetics.
Hmm.
And so his goal is to one, help families of kids in sports, but also to help with military with you finding the right job. So, like people who are prepositioned for severe head injuries and concussions, not to put them in infantry, for instance.
Yeah, but unfortunately, everybody's in infantry.
True, but there's better fitting, actual jobs for you where that's not your primary job. Where instead of being boots on the ground, primarily you'd be in supply. But his goal also is to, for those who are in these positions that are pre-positioned, getting them better helmets, more padding or whatever, so that they get more protection.
Hmm.
Because you think about it, we are actually using the almost exact same helmet design that we've had since World War One.
Yeah. They called them steel pot.
Yeah,
War in Vietnam.
we really haven't changed our equipment other than our Kevlar vests.
Well, now they came out with Kevlar um, helmets too. So,
It's a covering that goes over your actual helmet.
but there's still no plat padding.
There is still no padding.
Still feels like a rock on your head.
It does. My son uses mine to bang into walls with them. He'll put it on his head and run into the wall when he was little.
That's interesting.
He was a boy. He's a boy. That's the only thing I can say.
He was experimenting.
He was anything that would irritate mom. Well, no, it was more of irritate dad because mom learned to just ignore it. You ignore it, they quit.
Mm-hmm.
You piss and moan and bitch about it, they're not gonna quit.
Well, that's like anybody. You tell somebody what you don't like, what are they get? What are they gonna do? They're gonna irritate you with that all every day.
That's it.
I know. My son does that to guys over the fire station.
I truly believe some of us are pre-positioned just to be like that more than others.
Hmm.
We're a little more of an instigator than others, just naturally.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
It's kind of, it's kind of your personality trait.
Then you get these people that say, "Well, but that's just not you. And it's not supposed to be you." Well, what do you mean it's not supposed to be me? It is me.
Suck
You don't like it? Suck it up.
it up, Buttercup.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to get over this uh, coughing and crap for about the last week. Haven't been able to get to the clubs, sign the books, or anything.
It's going around. Everybody's getting the respiratory issues.
Yeah, yeah, it's another Fauci conundrum, I guess.
It's kind of funny how he kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering about that. He go back to China or what? Maybe
Probably
he's
just
hiding
hiding.
out.
He's hiding.
He's in hiding, all right. As well as he should be, but
Well, my big thing was okay, so COVID was such a bad thing. It's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And now it's a cold that, you only have to quarantine yourself while you have symptoms, and then you're fine. Regardless if you're vaccinated or not. How did we knock it down so fast when we haven't even come up with a cure for the common cold yet?
That's a good question.
And it was so dangerous to start with.
Yeah.
But, like Iowa, for instance, never shut down, never changed anything. And they had, same with South Dakota, and they didn't have any more deaths per capita than places that shut down.
I don't know. Maybe it goes back to genetics again.
That has a big part to play with it, but I think too, just your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for instance, kids who are out playing in dirt, kids who are out in the environment and, you know, build that immune system up and don't get as sick as kids who live in a house playing on cell phones and game systems and live in a sterile environment. So you don't build that immunity up to germs.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Wasn't the saying used to be, your kid ain't healthy until they eat a quart of dirt?
Yeah. Make a mud pie.
Literally.
Exactly. That
And
will
like we
definitely put you in the running there.
and I like our yard, we've had the huge heat waves last couple weeks where it ends up in the 50s. So my son brings buckets of water outside and dumps it on the ground. So literally, our yard is one giant mud pit.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings out boards out of the shop to create paths through the yard. and he comes in just coated with mud. And my husband has this delusion that this year our backyard will have grass.
And you look at him and say, "Are you really sure?"
I look at him and I go, well, whatever you're drinking or whatever you're taking, I want some. I want to live in your delusional world.
Yeah, what kind of Kool-Aid are you drinking? Wow.
Just he gets frustrated because I allow the kids to have the hose and turn the parts of our backyard into a mud pit. And I go, I don't care what they're doing as long as they're staying in the yard. They're playing whatever, mud or not mud. I don't care.
Exactly. Did that reminds me of the commercial. It's for some. I think it was for Tide or something. Um, to get the stains out and stuff, and the kids are rolling around in the in a mud pit in the backyard, and the parents are going, "Are you sure you can get those out?"
Yep.
And they're just having a ball.
And I can honestly say it does get the stains out, get the mud out. You may take you a couple washings, but it gets it out.
Yeah, it'll get it out. Yep. Yeah.
But
Kids
it's like
today.
your kid, it takes a couple washings to get all the mud out.
Mm-hmm. Might take you a week, but it'll get out. Man, kids today just don't know how to ride bikes or anything.
No. The bonus to people whose kids actually ride bike is bikes are actually cheaper.
Well, that depends on where you are.
I know my kids need new bikes this year. And it'll cost us for both the kids their bikes
Mm-hmm.
$150.
Hmm.
And the only reason why it's going to be a little more expensive is my daughter gets to upgrade to a 10 speed.
Wow. I never had a 10 speed.
I did until I was an adult.
Remember the old spider bikes?
Mhm. Or the old banana seat twins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had modified a spider bike and put a sissy bar on the back and banana seat and uh, about 2 inch, about maybe inch and a half. I don't know, maybe more than that. It was a wide tire in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to pop wheelies all the time.
Did the baseball card to the spokes?
No balloons. Oh, if I had those baseball cards, oh man, they'd be worth some money.
Yeah.
But what you don't know, you don't know. Like the old saying goes, if we knew then what we know now,
We'd, we'd be rich. I mean, how
you
many of our
know it.
parents would have taken $2 and donate and bought into McDonald's back then?
Yeah, exactly. Uh, Crazy. But Hindsight's always 2020.
That's right. So, speaking of which, there is a new and upcoming social media platform called the Skylar Network. It is like Facebook, Twitter, alignable, all put into one. You can hold business conferences, you can do seminars, it's social media. So you post and stuff like that, create your communities. In about a year, it will be the next Facebook.
Huh.
Optimize My Life radio show will be on its platform. I'm working on putting it up and setting it up, and that'll be our home,
Okay,
our main
cool.
home. And what's really cool about this platform, and you all get an invitation to it because right now it's still by invite only, but you can actually listen to the radio show straight from the platform.
Wow.
It has the option to embed things into it. So we have the radio players embedded into our post. And so each show will have its own community, its own blog system, everything. And what's even cooler yet is it's got a built-in CRM system, so like we can schedule our guests straight from the social media platform.
Oh, cool.
It'll be fully up and running in the next week.
Now, is any of this using AI?
It Yes. Well, it has AI for the CRM system.
Okay, now what's a CRM system?
A CRM system is basically like your daily planner. It keeps track of everything, your calendar, your contacts, things like that. So we're going to have newsletters for the radio show coming up,
Mm-hmm.
including blogs talking about different events and different things. So then people who sign up for the newsletter, I will get the background information so we can send them out to them. And also like talking to guests and following up with guests to see if they want to come back on the show. Um, Different email. It's a lot of different things.
Hmm.
It's a whole bunch of stuff into one. It's a big overwhelming thing at first. And once you start figuring it out, it is huge.
Wow. I'm not much of a techie person, so I need
We hold different meetings or seminars regularly on the platform to teach you how to use it.
oh, good. Because there's definitely going to be a learning curve.
I'm going to help to hold them a couple times a week. One, starting out with how to set up your platform, how to create your community, break it down piece by piece.
So, how late do you stay up at night to work on all this?
Well, right now it's my busy month because it is Mental Disability Month and
Mm-hmm.
Neurodiversity Week coming up. So I'm up till about midnight, depending
Hmm.
on the kids.
Yeah, but how the heck do you get it all done?
It takes me a while, which is why the shows, the websites, everything takes its time.
Yes, it does.
I have learned
Hmm.
to not stress and not worry about getting everything done and just get little pieces done at a time.
So, like baby steps.
Yeah, it'll all come together at the end. Just
Yeah.
patience. Plus, me being sick, I haven't worked in a month and a half, so I had a lot of time to get stuff done when I couldn't talk.
Well, fortunately for me, that's one thing. I I haven't lost my ability to speak. My voice hasn't gone, so just gotten deeper. That's all.
Oh no, I sounded like Batman. And so the kids would get mad, frustrated with me because I embarrass them because I jump out at them and go, "I'm Batman."
That reminds me of that football commercial for I think it was Snickers. The quarterback got drilled into the ground, and coach pulled him out and said, "Sit here." So he's he's sitting there, and the coach looks at him and goes, "You okay?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, coach. Yeah, I'm fine, fine." And the coach goes, "Okay, um, who are these guys?" "Oh, they're my teammates." He goes, "Okay." He said, "You know where you are?" He said, "Yeah, I'm at the game." He said, "Okay, who am I?" He said, "You're the coach." And he says, the coach says, "Okay, and who are you?" He goes, "I'm Batman."
That's it.
I feel like that every now and then. I know my surroundings, I recognize my surroundings, but who am I? I'm Batman. Hey, crazy, crazy, crazy.
It is, but it's fun because the more that's the one thing I love about the time in the military is you learned how to enjoy with wicked sarcasm, but enjoy the off time.
Yeah, yeah. If
You
you
know
don't
the
make, you got to make it fun.
Yes, the world can be falling apart around you, but yet you know you got to enjoy that the world's still there.
Exactly, exactly. See that cough? I wish that would go away. Give it time. It will.
It- Mucinex is my best friend.
I don't like using Mucinex. I'll eat a Ricola. See, my cough isn't from my lungs or anything. It's from drainage from my brain leaking.
Ha. I always tell my husband, stand up, then you can think better.
Are you sure?
Better than he was when he's sitting down.
Huh? Okay. Sometimes whenever I stand up, if I stand up too fast, everything falls down anyway. Falls further than I want it to. So what'd you say the name of this platform was?
Skylar Network.
Skylar.
Yes.
S K
And I will
Y.
LAR. I will put an invitation in as soon as my page loads for the radio show.
Hmm. Now, how'd you find out about that?
I know the owner, the creator. He's been trying to get me on here for since the summer. I just really hate social media.
Yeah, I got a Facebook account, but I hardly ever use it.
Yeah, I am too, but I've been really on this thing a lot.
Hmm.
So in the chat is the invite for and the link for the radio show.
Okay. I got it. I had a surprise from my grandson the other day. He uh, he said, "Poppy, you know what I'd like to do sometime this whenever it warms up." I said, "What's that?" He said, "I want to go to a range and do some shooting." I said,
Nice.
"Okay." I said, "I can do that." So I was really surprised. He's he went hunting with his dad several years ago, and while he was still in uh, school, but he's been graduated and works at Ingram Books and 19, soon to be 20. He said, "Yeah." He said, "That's one thing I'd like to do." So I said, "Okay, I can do that. I like to do that too."
Well, one thing I've noticed when I was going through like statistics and things like that was that all these shootings, all these things are all in rural or in, inner cities.
Yeah,
There You don't see them in rural areas, you don't see them in farm areas.
if you do, they're for few and far between.
Yeah. And they're usually freak accidents or suicides. So you know, and most of the time they're handguns and people who just don't know how to use them. And blows my mind is that how many little kids, and I'm still trying to figure this out, how a 3-year-old can pull the trigger on a handgun and shoot himself or shoot somebody.
Yeah,
Because my kids have Nerf guns, and they struggled when they were little to pull the trigger on them things, and it's not that much harder to pull a Nerf gun than it is a handgun.
right.
So it always made me wonder, did these kids really do it, or is it the parents blaming the kids on it? So the kids get away with it.
Another good question. Who knows? How can a 3-year-old even hold a handgun?
Yeah, the stuff's heavy.
They're not light.
No. But two, why are they loaded? Handguns, it's not where, you have the clip. They sh- the clip just pops in, and it's easy. Emergency situation, you pop the clip in. Do they need to have the clip in them when you're just sitting in your purse or in your house?
Well, you got arguments on both sides there. I knew a
I don't
buddy
know.
of mine. He slept with a 9 millimeter under his pillow and a AK-47 over his door, and both of them were loaded.
That's a little different under your pillow and whatever. But, you know, these are just sitting in your purse or on your coffee table or whatever.
Why would they be sitting on your coffee table? You don't want them on the coffee table. I don't
I
want
don't know.
people
People are
knowing
idiots.
I got a gun.
You know, how else does a 3-year-old get it? 3-year-olds don't go rummaging through your drawers.
I don't know. I have no idea. I know mine didn't.
I had a hard enough time getting my kids to put their own clothes in their own drawers. Only time they rummage through drawers, they'd pull everything out just to crawl in it.
Yep, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I used to do the same thing.
God, my son figured out how to clean out the bottom drawer, roll in it just right so he could roll the drawer back into it and close it in there. And he'd do it when I was doing laundry. So I'd pull the drawer out, and all of a sudden you'd see his face and scare the crap out of you. That was the funniest thing in the world. And then I'd go yell at his sister for locking him in the dresser drawer. And she's like, Mom, it wasn't me.
I didn't
And
do
we said,
that.
yeah. And then I yelled at her for lying, and I felt bad because I had a camera set up to see what he was doing. And he would just roll back and forth and roll the drawer in right.
They get creative.
They are too smart for their own good.
Hmm.
But we are at the top of the hour.
Yes.
So I got to jump into a meeting. And next week, we're going to talk about different meditation techniques from Hakulau and what that is to actual meditation to help center your body and your mind to slow everything down, to enjoy your inner self, or at least tolerate your inner self.
Yes.
Because sometimes your inner self is a place you don't want to go. Sometimes your mind is your scariest place to be. So join us on the new network and we'll see you back here next Monday at 9 a.m. And have a good day, have a good night, and bye for now.
Yes. You too. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.